Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Tensura Roguelited. Hmm, I was not expecting to come back to this yet. So, a few days ago, I was expecting to have at least a week for all of this to come back for. Where am I? Yeah, I was expecting at least a week, maybe two. Nope. Turns out that the last episode released on the 27th of March. And the More Bosses add-on, which, not enough bosses, I think is what it's labeled as. Yeah, yeah, the not enough bosses for Tensura are released on the 28th. I actually missed it by a couple of days because I started back up with Persona thinking, oh yeah, I'll have at least a week. I should be able to get decently far into Persona and maybe go through all of Ezerbeth. But nope, it was literally the next day. I should have only missed one day, but here we are like 5 days later or something like that. I think that's right. I think it's 5. I don't know. This is going up on the 1st. So yeah, we now have the new bosses. And so far, this Not Enough Bosses add-on only adds in 3, and 2 of them get their special weapons. But so here we are. And we're going to have to like draw ourselves back a little bit because obviously the last time we were here we were messing around with some of the strongest ultimate skills ever. I'm looking at you, Azathoth, literal void god that we are, or a vessel for the void god at least. We're not the void god proper based on the lore of the skill. So we're going to need to draw ourselves backwards a little bit because these 3 bosses each have different points where they're strong. Are they each like scaled differently than some of the other bosses? Like, for instance, the first of the 3 the first of 3 bosses that we're going to be fighting, the weakest of the 3, is Rimuru Tempest. Yeah, but this is very specifically the Rimuru Tempest that first met the ogres. This is not Rimuru Tempest like meeting with the octogram or whatever. This this is before the Charybdis fight. The one that instantly ate up the Orc Lord. Although I think this is technically before the Orc Lord, so it's not going to have Gluttony, it's only going to have Predator, I think. And then we have 2 other bosses after that, but we're going to be going in order. Now, how do we want to do this? Like, there are 2 ways I can think of doing this. Toggle off every skill, and then toggle off everything. And for some reason, my player size broke. I'm assuming this probably happened because I logged off the game while we still had the updated mysticism in. So I was probably made bigger by Engorger's upgraded version. And since it's no longer in, can't really get rid of that very well. Also, why do I have 70 armor built in? What skill is that coming from? Is that because of Guardian? No, Guardian is off. I don't know. I think the whole popping back and forth between versions of mysticism might have broken some stuff as far as armor goes, because all of my skills are off and we still, as a baseline, have 70. So, I think the best way to do this might be to reset race and then just keep all of our skills off. Like, I don't know. I didn't really think about this. It could also be best to just pop into another world and just boost ourselves to a very specific strength and see where we are from there. Because right now, we're probably going to just one-shot any of these super strong bosses, or at least baseline Rimuru, we're going to one-shot. And I kind of want to give him, I kind of want to give him a proper fight, so I don't think I really want to go that rough with it. Um, let's grab a race reset scroll, if nothing else than to fix the whole player size issue. And then I'll just give myself back to spirits, I guess? I don't know. Skill reset, race reset. Let's just do this one. And what do we want to do here? Do we want to just go back to being a... Go back to being a fish? Or do we want to see about something else? A slime taking all of them down could be fun. Lizard, goblin, beast folk. I mean, the angel stuff is fun, but probably takes a little bit more than I'd be willing to put into it right now. And lesser dragons get very strong, so that could be pretty nice for taking on the strongest of the three bosses. Um, I don't know. Hmm, this is actually a tough decision. Do I just go back to merfolk? Or do I fight them as a slime? Or as one of these cool races? I don't know, I did not properly think about a lot of this. I was just sort of going with the flow. Um, Dragon? I mean, there's some narrative lines to be drawn for a dragon taking on some of at least one of the three bosses. Um, or I switch races for whichever one would make more sense for taking on each of them. Like, if I'm going to fight Rimuru, an orc or an ogre or something might fit well. I mean, this is Orc Lord battle, so an Orc Lord versus Rimuru could be pretty narratively fulfilling. Sure, why not? Oh, our player size is still broken. I was even looking at this before, and you can get your, like, modifiers and whatnot and see what your baseline is supposed to be. Get my base attribute size is only 1. What is my current one, though? 1.5. Then why am I standing 4 blocks tall? That math's not mathing, game. Um, hmm. Yeah, this is probably a holdover thing, like I accidentally broke it when I was messing around with adding in and out of different mysticism versions. Um, I have no idea how to fix this one, besides maybe re-updating mysticism, giving myself back all of the ultimate skills, and then taking away some of them and making sure they're toggled off. I don't know, I think I might have just broken this world. Unless I do a full reset. That is also an option. I don't know how I want to do this. Maybe I just pop into another world and save this one for posterity at this sakes, because I think going back to this one for any sort of survival might just be... Yeah, I think going back to this one for survival might just be out of the cards at this point, because I have severely broken it. Either that or we run a full reset, which honestly maybe not the worst idea. And then I can just give myself back any ultimate skills if we want. Sure, why not? We're here for seeing how strong we are. So a full character reset scroll. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I think that did fix our player size issues. And sure, we're just gonna stick with Orc, I think, for the narrative implications of Orc versus... well, that's an interesting pair of skills to get. Am I... No, we did not, in fact, fix player size issues. Cool, cool. This world is just completely broken at this point. Great, and now I have a whole bunch of junk to pick up. I guess we're going to have to go do this in the test world, and this world is just chalked at this point. That's a little bit sad. Um, I mean, I could have put, like, Reaper stuff on, but then that would also have other things, and I kind of want to try fighting the first one. I don't know, I should have thought about this a bit more. Well, let me at least try it and see if there's anything important in there, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went into the old ah I went into the test world in which we were testing out a skill I cannot remember the name of. This is the world where we were testing out the mysticism extra skills. So I popped in here. And yeah, this world broke in the entirely opposite direction, and now we are permanently small, because, once again, don't have upgraded mysticism. I mean, maybe I could just go add in mysticism, make sure I have the skills that made us this size. I mean, do we need upgraded Furin? Do we need properly working BTR skills for the test we want to run here, fighting the bosses? Maybe not? I mean, it could be fun to just grab an army of shadows and send them at one of the bosses too. So I don't know. So clearly this test world is also out of the question. I guess I need to go make a new one. I just thought this was funny. I'm looking at the options for starting up a new world. And do we want to see what Shinza mode or Malim mode does? I don't know what those two do. If you do start as Rimuru, you start with like physical resistance and like Great Sage and Predator, obviously, and a couple other starting skills. But I have no idea what happens if you click Malim or Shinza mode fully. Other than you get the like Carnation skills and whatnot. Do we want to do one of these two? Sure, let's go Shinza mode, because why not? Or Malim mode. Malim mode could also be pretty fun for some of the bosses we're about to be fighting, and I have no idea what this one does opposed to Shinza mode, which I at least have a vague idea. So sure, why not? We're gonna do Malim mode. Now I just need to go ahead and let this thing go through with creating process. Process, huh? Whatever. Okay, so start as Malim mode didn't quite work right. Basically, the first time it tried to create the world, it crashed. Also, I spawned looking at a blade tiger, so it's a good thing I don't actually have, whatever it's on, roguelike on. But yeah, melee mode didn't quite work. The game instantly crashed upon loading. So I started as a dragonoid, but didn't actually gain any of the skills. That's a little sad. So I guess that's not really working. I think Malim has Wrath, but I think she has other skills too that you start with, and I don't know what. So we're just going to grab the reset roll again. I could try starting up another world and going for Shinza mode, but that took a while just to get this one going. So you know what, it's fine. I'm just gonna grab a character reset scroll. And we're just gonna see what it randomly gives us if we go for another orc. Because I think that's how I am going to do it. Oh yeah, I can't fly! So we're going to go orc for fighting Rimuru. And we got Spearhead. That's not exactly a combat skill. I know for a fact I couldn't beat Rimuru at this skill level. Because, obviously, this Rimuru ate an orc lord like it was nothing. And with 28 health and no gear, there's absolutely no shot we're actually taking on an orc lord. Also, I just legitimately cannot move right now. Cool. Maybe I shouldn't have gone with one of the bigger races. So, let's just go Force Evolve, and then we're going to give ourselves, like, some basic... There we go, all of that stuff. What type of skills do we think we're going to need? Don't know. Anyways, right now we're a High Orc, and we can go from Spirit Boar or Orc Lord. I mean, going for Orc Lord obviously feels cooler. Like, a Spirit Boar is probably cool, but this is what we're doing instead. Do I need to eat just one, or is it a handful? Ow. Looks like actually it's a decent amount, but how are you actually supposed to manage eating that much without dying? Am I just dead here? Maybe, but it looks like we're probably fine. I cannot eat anymore, so... How do I do this? Do I just give myself infinite regen for a moment and then take it away, I guess? Tensura edit me, ability grant, Tensura infinite regen. For just a moment, I guess? Ah, dang it. Tensura, infinite regen. Where is it? There you are. Infinite regens. There we go. Just toggle this on for a brief moment, probably black out. We blacked out, as expected. Cool. What skills do we think we are actually going to require if we want to properly fight Rimuru at this point? Yeah, 100% of our MP only heals us a tiny bit. But if I get up to full and then I eat these, I probably shouldn't black out anymore. Just do one more. And there we go. Oh yeah, I totally do just black out still. Let me work this out. This is just going to keep happening. Or I just do Tensura edit and give myself, like, 10,000 or 100,000, 200,000 EP, I guess? Stats, EP, add 200,000. That puts us at an A-class monster. This is probably about equivalent to the Orc Disaster, if I had to guess. Maybe a little bit stronger than I meant to go, but you know what? We're about to fight Rimuru. We're gonna need it. But 1, 2, just keep eating these until I stop, basically. There we go. And now we are an Orc Lord. That instantly gives us Starved and Self-Regen. 100% we're still going to be weaker than Rimuru right now, though. I cannot walk. Also, no racial skills. I have not actually played an Orc properly, I don't think. So I don't know for sure. Wow, how has this gotten worse? How has the being too big thing gotten worse with block glitchiness? Like, how do I move? I cannot move at all. So here we are, starved spearhead. I go to Orc Disaster, master starved, and gain existence points to get Orc Disaster. Okay. Mastering Starved would not be a problem if I had Frieren, or Raphael rather. So, sure, let's just do that as well. Tensura, I'm pressing every wrong button. Edits me, ability, oh, not awakening, ability, grant, Frieren, or Raphael. I always call her Frieren, but technically Raphael is more accurate at this point until it's named. Like so, just toggle it on. And Starved should master in just a moment or two. Oh, you became a Demon Lord Seed. You got those things because I ate a Dryad. Cool. I'm gonna need some amount of resistance, so this is a good idea just to do it anyways. And thankfully, this should... Spiritual Domination. Oh yeah, I forgot I had a sort of charmed ability. Oh wait, no, this is the not charmed. It just tells you, oh, you can charm things. And the things you charm get extra abilities. But just master Starved real quick. Not entirely sure why I've decided to do this semi-legitimately, but honestly, I'm fine with it. This is only going to take me a moment. Also, just beat up everything around us, pick up a couple extra skills, because we're going to need them. Any sense heat source, nothing super exciting skills-wise, minus a resistance or two. That's a blade tiger somewhere's nearby. That's a bad idea to go near it, but... let me out. Oh, wait, no, those are dire wolves. Do I give myself gravity manipulation, or at least one of the flight skills? Yes, in a moment, probably. Because trying to go through all of this, like, walking is not working. Rude. Oh yeah, I still have infinite regen on, that's true as well. And there's Starved mastered. And we are now an Orc Disaster. Magic resistance, flame attack, and then it becomes a Spirit Boar. Okay, cool. So do we give ourselves some basic gear and try fighting Rimuru now? I assume we're just going to die here, but technically, we should give it some sort of test. High Magisteel? High Magisteel is probably a pretty good starting point, I think, for what we're about to be facing. Not too strong, like it's not He or Arcane, but it is going to help us out a bit. And let's go for the Odachi. Do we go for the Odachi? Sure, the Odachi is just kind of funny. So that's that. We have Starved, and we have... and we just have some other cool stuff going for us. Oh, hold on, there is a much more narratively fulfilling skill to be using here. Oh, I am so much slower. I am so slow right now. We are going to die in a moment. Let's grab out the Meat Crusher. As yeah, we're the Orc Disaster. This is just more fulfilling. Oh yeah, and then it has that cool crush ability too. Okay. So, essentially, Spearhead's not really going to do much. It would let us steal skills. And then we have Starved also for stealing skills. But Rimuru is probably just going to outclass us for right now. We are nowhere near strong enough, I assume. Let's turn off infinite regen for a moment, and we're going to put on self-regen instead. And make sure all of our resistances we already have are toggled. Slash skill, toggle, skill, resistance on. There we go. And let's go. 4,000 health. We're literally about to get eaten, I think. Oh yeah, you have stick steel thread. That's right. Oh, and black thunder. Hey, we got an electricity resistance. That's cool. Oh yeah, Rimuru has physical resistance. So yeah, that went as expected. This is not exactly the easiest. Yeah, I can see how you would put this thing up against a orc disaster and it would win. Like, we died pretty quickly there, but we gained some resistances along the way, and we're just a little bit better off for it. How would we strengthen ourselves up easiest here? Give ourselves, like, strengthen and whatnot, and some sort of defensive skill? I cannot leave the water. Orc was a bad idea. Unless I have, like, Reaper or something like that to make myself smaller, too. Which, molecular manipulation does not exist in this version of Mysticism. I really should have just let myself upgrade Mastery for that again, and then just do Mastery things through cheating. But we got a couple new resistances just from that little fight. I guess they automatically toggled on. Was that enough just to, like, push the Rimuru fight the rest of the way? Okay. Maybe. Oh, water attack resistance, and Rimuru is going to be using corruption and whatnot, corrosion. I am stuck in a hole. So just getting a couple of resistances changes this fight pretty significantly. Although I am getting these resistances a lot faster than I should be because of Raphael. But pretty cool moveset here. Some physical hits, corrosion, poison, stuff you'd expect because of all the centipedes and whatnot Rimuru ate in the cave. Stick steel thread I saw him use for just a moment. Yeah, we're not going to win this fight, but just from this little increase in power, we are doing pretty well. Orc Disaster does not seem like a great race, actually. Like, we're pretty weak and we cannot move. And there's physical attack resistance. How do I boost myself up to a point where I can fight, but don't go too far? Also, I lost my helmet. Go up to Pure Magisteel? Sure, boost the Pure Magisteel armor instead. And instead of the boots, we're going to wear the winged shoes to give a little bit of extra speed. A little bit of extra speed is already kind of too much. And give ourselves... I mean, we can go to our Ultra Speed. That's we're just missing a little bit of EP for, I think. Steel Strength has been mastered, or has been learned. And we'll try just that. A little bit of better armor and a little bit better, some sort of strength skill. Now, let's give ourselves gravity manipulation just because I am tired of these trees and I cannot move here. Tensura, gravity manipulation, and let's go find a plains or something like that, and I'll set my spawn point over there instead. Gravity domination. There. Fly away. I'll go find a plains and set the spawn somewhere that's a little bit nicer for fighting than random beach in the middle of nowheres. Okay, I found a plains. That didn't take too long. I'm also constantly being swarmed by leech lizards, which is absolutely nothing new. Steel strength is on. Let's try this one again. Just a couple extra boosts just from that and a little bit better gear. I'm assuming this still isn't going to be enough. Can I hit him? Can I hit you, Rimuru, please? I'm getting some hits in. Oh, I think that landed. It's hard to tell. So we're seeing the health bar move at least. Can you imagine if we were fighting true Demon Lord Rimuru instead? This would already be over, and I'm not sure how we would actually combat it. And we're going to win this one, I think. Maybe. I haven't taken any damage. I don't think I turned back on infinite regen. Hopefully I didn't. And we're actually... yeah, we're going to win this fight at a pretty decent level. 200,000 EP, 300 health. That's not much, actually. Actually, I don't think I've ever been this weak fighting one of the bosses. Like, if I could fight the Orc Disaster right now, too, maybe. Yeah, corrosion and whatnot's no longer an issue. It's just going to take a while. Sadly, I don't really have a combat unique skill to speed this up much, but if I did, we would already have won. So, a cool fight. You can lose to it a couple of times and you can win. You just kind of need a couple of resistances, it seems like. Yeah. So this just proves the bosses maybe aren't as scary as I thought they were. They're a challenge for. Oh, where did Rimuru go? Ah. Seriously, what are you doing down there, goof? I don't have molecular manipulation or any way to get down there to see you, and I've got starved, not predator, so it's not like I can dig my way through by eating everything. Wow, this is rude. Fine then, Tensura grant ability molecular manipulation, I guess. I don't have another way to get to you, and I think you have some sort of regen. Or maybe this is before you get it. I'm not sure. Molecular manipulation is also just going to be a pain too, so maybe just Earth domination so I can just dig 3x3. Earth domination, there it is. Grab it out. And let's start making our way down. This is not how this fight was meant to go. That's the wrong ability. Earth pit. I'm coming for you, Rimuru. Oh yeah, this doesn't break ore. That's the wrong mode. Rimuru, I guess we're fighting in a pit now. Not that I can move in here. Now there's 2 Rimurus. Is this... Okay, this is at least the one that's still hurt. That's good. Hold on, that's a naturally spawned Rimuru, I think. Like, I've only spawned 1 in this area, which means that these things are spawning properly. I wasn't sure if they were or not. Okay, you're immune to my corrosion, I'm immune to yours. Cool. But I did not find any sort of configs for how these things spawn yet, maybe? Oh, our armor is not looking good. That corrosion is still scary, I guess. I just have the great resistances at this point, so the health's not going down either. Just to double check this. This didn't get toggled back on, right? No, cool. We've won this. I'm still weaker than I should be. If only because this is a very long fight in its current form. But I could have won this like 5 minutes ago with the right skills set up instead of just going in blindly. And yeah, this is just going to happen. Steel Strength, I forgot to keep activated. And we've won, essentially. I can do like 30 damage a hit. I seem to be able to just push Rimuru into a corner and hit constantly. That skill has some area of effect to it. And Rimuru is defeated, and it looks like they dropped something, but it instantly burned. Cool. So we know we can beat Rimuru. We just needed some amount of strength going for us. It's not exactly an easy fight, though, if you don't have the right resistances. And we were only able to get those resistances so quickly because we gave ourselves Raphael. Otherwise, you would actually have to put in quite a bit of work to get that far. There's Rimuru. Just keep coming at me. So where is this naturally spawned Rimuru? I kind of want to see it. It's somewhere's over here. Here's the bed. It'll go away eventually if I go too far. I don't think this is one that I spawned in, unless it just decided to go for a run. Oh no, I guess the one I spawned over here must have walked into the forest a little bit closer and ended up popping up, maybe? I don't know. It's somewhere's around here, but I don't know where. Unless this is a case where it ended up duplicating the health bar and then that one doesn't really exist. Then I think it would stay there permanently instead of disappearing when I fly away. I don't know. And there's a second slime popping up. I'm really not sure. Obviously I must be closing in on it somewhat, because if I go too far the other direction, it disappears. But I don't know. I'm trying to waiting for it to disappear on this side. Let me fly around a little bit and try to, like, close in on the location. Okay, found them. This is 100% a naturally spawned one, unless it decided to go for a pretty far run. Hello, Rimuru. This one, yeah, just launching stick steals, poisons, corrosions, basically fresh out of the caves, dealt with the dire wolves, but nothing past that point. That's the Rimuru we have to fight. But we managed to defeat them, pretty much no problem. I have a feeling that that is not going to hold true for the other ones. These next bosses, I'm assuming, are going to need some sort of combat unique in order to take them on properly. At least for the third one we'll be fighting, I know that for a fact. I watched the videos that they put out on it. Anyways, time to grab new armor back out again. At Tensura. Kind of. Can you go away? Leech lizards are just too common. I kind of need the winged shoes, even though they break so easily. Go away. Do we go Orichalcum? Orichalcum or Mithril? Orichalcum is slightly better. Otherwise, it's Adamantite or Arcane. Let's go up to Orichalcum, I guess. And technically speaking, I could grab Godly Craftsman and give all of those, like, really, really good things. Or use, like, slash engraving or whatever. Anyways, we're still looking like a pretty strong orc. I guess we'll stick with an orc for another moment. But thematically wise, there's probably other races that would fit better. Specifically for this next one, probably Dragonoid, in fact. Because, next up on the list is Carrion. So, we're fighting an ex-Demon Lord next. We're going from future Demon Lord to ex-Demon Lord. So how is this going to go? I know for a fact we're not doing it as an orc disaster. Just that Rimuru fight was enough to prove that. But we're still going to try it just to see. 3,000 health. Okay, you've got Aura Break, or I think that's what that skill's called. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I have Starved, which means I do automatic corrosion. So, oh, one of those slices just completely ignored my resistance. Yeah, that is completely unsurprising. Oh, and I am trouble. My spawn point is right there. I am in trouble. Birds are hard. And there goes all of my armor, too. Flash game mode C. I am in trouble. Slash game mode C. Give me a moment here, Carrion, would ya? So Carrion's just going to go up to full health. I'm fairly certain he has some sort of regen abilities. So obviously, not strong enough yet. In fact, there's a decent chance we won't be strong enough without Demon Lord evolution or something. Oh yeah, I still have EP penalties in this world. That's right. So anyways, let's just edit ourselves stat. EP add 200,000 will boost us up to evolve into an orc disaster or in Spirit Boar. So let's do that. And then Divine Boar is 2 million. I went a little bit over what I wanted to, but you know what? It's fine. Let's turn back on Infinite Regen for a moment. We're going to at least need Ultra Speed, I have a feeling. Otherwise, we're just not going to hold a candle to him. And I feel like Steel Strength needs to be mastered. So let's mastery of that up to full. And then it's just a question of what else are we missing for this fight? It's probably a decent chunk of stuff. Where is what I was looking for? Steel Strength, that's what I was on here for. Steel Strength is right there. Into max. Cool, so now that can be toggled on. Just permanently strengthen 2. Just a little bit of a strength buff. Should probably get one of the defensive buff skills too, like Steel Body. Or Strengthen Body, rather. Sure, that's going to be helpful. And are we going to try it from there at this point? I have a feeling that's not going to be enough, but we're going to try it nonetheless. And let's go up to adamantite, I guess. Why have my cheat thing stopped working all of a sudden as soon as I went into creative mode? And grab out the winged shoes. Really wish they would stop breaking. There's that. Cool. Let's go back into survival mode. I have a feeling we did not push ourselves far enough. But maybe. We'll change over to ultra speed regen in a moment. Let's just try once more with steel strength. Or, normal self regen. Okay, I can still take damage, so I didn't push myself too far. Oh, I actually have infinite regen still on, don't I? Which, even with infinite regen, I am taking damage and losing MP. So it's not like I can just last in this fight forever. Ow. Oh, okay. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna turn daytime, and I'm turning off natural mob spawning, because this is kind of ruining the excitement of fighting Carrion. Slash time set day. Slash game rule. Do daylight cycle false. Slash game rule. Do mob spawning false. And then slash difficulty peaceful. Difficulty normal. Probably should have done that from the beginning, but hindsight and all that stuff. Anyways, gear instantly broken. Infinite regen is the only reason we survived that fight that long. And even then, we were about to lose. Because, yeah, we're fighting an ex-demon lord. That is not to be taken lightly. Let's go to Hihi Arcane this time. This is my first time actually looking at this. What skill do we have that's doing that exactly? Sense heat? No, that's not on. So I'm just glowing green for no reason, because none of the skills that I have on should do that. Why? Why am I glowing green? I don't have a single skill. I don't have any. I'm so confused. I don't have any skills for, what's it called? The only one I have is Sense Heat Source, and that's not on. I don't have any skills that tell you where things are. I don't think Spearhead or Starved do. Weird. That is very weird. Oh, I guess that does have. No, it doesn't. Why are you glowing? I want to see the armor, and yet it's... Raphael, I'm a goofball. This is actually my first time seeing the Hihi Arcane armor like this. Pretty cool. Anyways, might as well just use the schematic. Oh yeah, I'm still in creative mode, so I still have it. Whatever. So let's go back into survival mode real quick. Interestingly enough, Carrion did not care that I went into survival mode. Oh, corrosion resistance, cool. And supermassive slime, you can just go away like so. Oh cool, I completed a quest. Also, why is steel strength off? Now it's on. Weird. Oh, I guess I can boost steel strength to strengthen 3, even though it's toggled on. I don't think regular strengthen work like that. Anyways, I apparently do not have Gravity Flight on anymore. Gravity Domination, cool. Let's resummon Carrion, shall we? I don't think that one's... I don't know where this one went. It's just gonna be off here somewhere's causing mischief. I think we're good to summon a new one, though. Maybe, hopefully. Doesn't seem like he's around, so sure. Carrion. I'm fairly certain he should also be able to fly. I have not boosted us strong enough. Carrion. Yeah, I think I still have infinite regen on. We are not strong enough. Oh, I can no longer hurt you. What happened? Oh, Divine Berserker, thanks. So, if you're playing with the quest add-ons and you want to get a hold of if you want to get a hold of Divine Berserker, yeah, the new bosses are going to handle that pretty fine. So, yeah, this is a non-starter. Nothing I can do here. I literally cannot hurt him anymore. Raphael. Oh yeah, Raphael ignores resistances. That's right. So, you need a skill for ignoring resistances. He does not care at all about Starved. Cool. I have instantly lost all of our gear again. Yeah. Technically speaking, unless he goes all out, I will eventually win. He can only do about half our health before infinite regen takes place. Ultra Speed would work too. I think infinite has extra, costs a little bit less, if I remember correctly. Either that or it costs more. I don't remember. But we will win. Eventually, we will win. The thing is, that is going to take forever. And there's a little bit more to Carrion that we should be seeing when he reaches half health, I think. This is, I don't know how far we have to boost ourselves. Also, I wasn't sure if we were going to get through all the bosses in one episode, but I think the answer is no. Yeah, this Carrion, this is a step up from any other bosses besides Hinata. Like, I think they have him listed as stronger than a Charybdis, but weaker than Hinata. And honestly, I can see it. Like, Hinata would have killed us through infinite regen by this point. Just with a disintegration, or with whatever else she wants to do to us. So, that's that. Like, a Carrion here does not have any, probably doesn't have much in the way of nullifications. Probably just resistances, if I have to guess. Maybe one or two for something. Hinata has all of the nullifications, basically. Oh, Berserker and Divine Berserker at this point. Cool. You know what? Sure, we need something. Berserker. Berserker is just a strength buff. Divine Berserker is going to have some drawbacks to it, so maybe hold off on a moment. Actually, no. Divine Berserker, go! And now we enter phase 2. He now has 4,000 max health. Oh. Can he kill us now? No. Is that because of Divine Berserker or regular Berserker? One of them has given us the armor we need to sustain ourselves through that hit. Either that or it was the heat resistance. But, let's take a look at Beast Transformation. Yeah, let's just take a look at Beast Transformation Carrion for a moment, shall we? Just in all of his glory as he tries to butcher us. Oh! He's got Holy Rays. Yeah, I'm so glad this add-on for extra bosses exists at this point. Oh yeah, he can just fly at us too. He's launching light rays. I'm not entirely sure how we didn't take damage there. Of course now off goes my dog. Hopefully she'll be fine for a moment. I can't exactly just pause. Really, dog? 1 second. I guess I'll try and pause in the middle of this. Not exactly the easiest thing to do. Okay, dog's fine now. Probably a good frame to pause on. We're at half health. Oh, I guess those light beams, those are still hidden like a truck. Could we... Obviously, we're only winning this fight because of infinite speed regeneration, which I don't think we technically should be able to get by this point. But we could legitimately get ultra speed regeneration before trying to fight it at this point. Which might have been able to do the job too. Although, ultra speed regeneration is weaker. It keeps you at full health, but the way infinite speed works is essentially your HP is equal to your MP, which ultra speed just keeps you at full health and doesn't really help against things like Hinata's disintegrations and whatnot that would take away all of your... That would take away spiritual HP instead. Did I actually manage to hit that? I don't think so. But Carrion here, he's teleporting. Have we entered phase 3? This feels like phase 3 at this point. He's teleporting around a whole lot more now. But, we've won this fight, probably. Realistically speaking, I don't think we should have been able to. But it's technically possible as not Demon Lord stuff. It's just incredibly tricky. Also, we've technically done it with an ultimate skill. But the only part of said ultimate skill that we're taking care of, that we're using, is ignoring resistances and whatnot. Which we would have been able to do with a whole bunch of unique skills instead. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Extra ows. Got him. Cool. And with that, he drops the White Tiger Azure Dragon Halberd. And, oh, this thing's got Suku... Okay, yeah. This thing has the Hihi Arcane ability on it, which... Does that make it... So does that mean I can't use it? Or if I were to, like, say, give this to an NPC? Like, did we become the owners of this since we killed Carrion? Did I just break the game by trying to spawn an NPC? No, but it was looking rough. I've tried this before. No, it doesn't look like it changed design or anything. But if, say, I were to grab a Hihi Arcane helmet or a regular sword like this thing will instantly get Tsukumagami, the same ability. If I were to give this sword to this NPC here, you can say it turns black like that, saying, oh yeah, you can't use the sword because it doesn't belong to you. I don't know if this one has that ability. I suppose the easiest way to check would be to try hitting a dummy with this thing, which I didn't even grab him because I haven't needed to yet. But 173. Cool. So this is counting as my weapon since we beat Carrion. The notes 66, 87. Like that is considerably more than High Magisteel gear. Oh yeah, I was using High Magisteel gear for a weapon. I could have been... I went pure Magisteel for the armor, but not the weapon. But this thing's pretty cool. It probably has some extra reach to it, right? 2 attack range, 100% sweep, 100 sweep chance, 30% crit chance. This is just a pretty cool weapon. Like, this is... Oh yeah, that's extra helpful, because we're bigger and thus hit from farther away. Or have a harder time hitting some stuff. But, yeah. 2 bosses down. Technically could have beaten both of them legitimately at this strength, but definitely pushed things a little bit with what skills we were using. Like, only reason we beat it is because we gave ourselves Raphael, which BTR Ultima does let you do legitimately by killing a bunch of slimes and getting wisdom cores. Because that way you get Great Sage, and then from there, Great Sage turns into a Raphael when you eat more of them. But, like, Starved, we got because we started as an orc. That didn't help much besides corrosion. Divine Berserker and Berserker helped us out in the end there, but essentially they just sped up the fight, proving that a pretty good combat skill will absolutely change how a fight goes. Other than that, Rimuru, we just sort of face tanked for a little bit. We gained all the resistances through fighting. But realistically, if we were a little bit stronger, we went at it from pretty weak points. A little bit stronger, and with the right skills, you can kind of push through these ones, even if they are a little bit trickier than you should be able to handle. So, now I can't wait to go through an actually fully legitimate one. Maybe that's what I should have done here. But honestly, I kind of wanted just to fight the bosses at this point. So, there's one more to fight, but we're kind of at a loss for time at this point, and I feel like the last one kind of deserves her own battle anyways. Although at this point, it might be worth it just to see how strong we are in comparison to all their ones. Like, we do not have the right skills to beat Charybdis. Fighting an Orc Disaster would apparently be pretty easy at this point. I don't know. We'll probably refight Rimuru since we're so much stronger at this point. And in fact, if I were to just do this, it would probably only last a moment, right? Like, how fast could we beat this Rimuru now? We broke armor, or something. Oh yeah, I have Raphael off, and Rimuru's got defenses and whatnot. Of course. So honestly, the only reason we're winning these fights is because we gave ourselves Raphael. We do not actually have the right unique skill to properly fight these ones. And in fact, how would you beat them if you didn't? Because obviously in this world, we have extra ways to gain unique skills, but usually you wouldn't have that. So if you didn't get a really good offensive unique skill that lets you bypass resistances and whatnot, how would you beat this lot? It kind of seems like the answer is you don't. I don't know. Interesting point. I don't know how we would actually go about this. Also, I just cannot cannot hit Rimuru right now. There we go. Does this ever right click? It does not. Okay, good to know. But yeah, this poor Rimuru got stuck in a pit of their own making. But yeah, the only reason we struggled against Rimuru that first time is because we were just an orc disaster. As soon as you hit Spirit 4, it's no longer an issue. But for right now, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank you once again for watching, and we need to make a special thank you to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, right now that's just you, but thank you so much for the additional support. Anyways, without further ado, for real now, take care, everybody.